I'm Marco. I'm Marco Vecchiato. I'm come from a small town next to Venice in Italy, and I've ever been passionate about business since my very young age. So when I concluded my high school, I decided to move into the business environment, doing my bachelor in Venice at Ca' Foscari University of Venice. And I did my bachelor in economics and management over there. Curious about what was outside the Italian boundaries. How was the mentality that you could have find outside abroad? And so after my second year of bachelor, I started looking for the top universities outside Italy. I was really convinced of studying abroad. And that's why I went through EDHEC. I discovered EDHEC and I discovered France. I discovered the academic environment of France, this Grande École program, this program that allows you to do not just 2 years of master and getting out to the job market with no experience, without knowing how what the job market requires and what a firm actually is asking to a student to do. But it allows you to do this gap year in the middle where you can really stress your skills in the job market itself. And that was the reason why I decided to move to France. And that was the reason why in 2018 I took a ticket to move to Lille and studying at EDHEC Business School. The admission process was fantastic, in my opinion. I really felt to be considered as a human being and not just a number. And that was really, can really be remarked by the fact that I still remember to used to receive emails on Sunday evening from the admission office. They were really keen on what they were doing and tried to answer to all of your questions and all of your doubts as soon as possible, even before getting admitted. So you have like someone that is following you from the very beginning just for applying to EDHEC. And obviously that's reasonable. Imagine that you have plenty of students from abroad that do not know how France is working, do not know how EDHEC and all this kind of business school are usually managing their process. They're really helping you in understanding everything. So what happened is that, first of all, I went to the website itself. I went looking for the various requirements, so the various GMAT, IELTS that you have to have in order to apply. Once I applied, I then started to be in contact with one referent girl in the admission office that I think it's based in the Nice campus, and helped me to go through all the various steps. And also the best thing that really I discovered through the relationship with them was that they really want you to succeed. Indeed, I didn't apply for a scholarship at the beginning because I didn't know that there was the possibility to do so. And once I got a meet, my refer in the admission office told me, Marco, I think that for your grades, you can be suitable for a scholarship. Let's apply for that. And it's something that usually no one will do to you, asking you to apply for something that they know you will get the benefit from, and they will lose money due to that. And that's really great because they make you see that you're really a person before than a student, and you're someone with values, you're someone that wants to grow as well. And I deeply think that we established a huge relationship with them on a very personal level. I remember that I used to meet this girl 1 year after my admission at EDHEC, and she still used to remember our names and who we were. So the admission process was very smooth, very personal based. I deeply recommend it. The EDHEC Business School has in Europe 4 main campuses. It has one in Lille, one in Nice, one in Paris, and another in London, in the United Kingdom, as far as I remember. And in every campus is the subject that is taught there. It's quite different. It's slightly different from the others. So every campus is specialized in a specific subject in a specific business environment. So I was admitted to the Lille campus because I was enrolled in the Master in Management in Business Management. So the Lille campus is concentrated in all the business kind of areas, from marketing to management to strategy, whatever. While the other campuses in France, such as the Nice one and the Paris one, have different objectives. So the Nice one is related to the global MBAs, so the executive, the kind of executive education, and for the Master in Finance. So you have all the Master in Management in Financial Market and the MSc in Finance. And the Paris one is a campus related to really all the executive educations. So professionals, manager, and former board of the members of the board of directors that wants to improve their knowledge and get a new degree. But as far as I'm concerned, I had the opportunity to study management in the Lille campus. That was a fantastic campus in the middle of the nature, in the middle of a fantastic city such as Lille, and it's very industrial. It's one of the most industrial side of France, so you're really embraced by an industrial environment all around you that really push your willingness of learning and growing even more every day more. As far as I'm concerned, I can just talk about the EDHEC reputation abroad, since I've never experienced the EDHEC reputation in France. I've just spent my time in France while I was studying at EDHEC. Afterwards, I moved abroad to both study and working as well. So after my first year in the Lille campus, I was selected as one of the best 6 students to fly abroad and studying at the Stanford University in the Silicon Valley, Palo Alto, where I took an intensive study in technology and innovation management for 3 months, and totally in the opposite direction of France. So in the United States, in the middle of the biggest technological hub that we have in the world, that is the Silicon Valley, EDHEC was so renowned that when I was asking, where are you from, where are you studying, everyone, when they used to hear France, they already knew the top business school in France by name or by heart. And afterwards, when I started my gap year, I worked in 2 different countries. One was Netherlands, in Amsterdam, for the Heineken company, and then in Luxembourg for PwC as a consultant. These are 2 of the biggest companies in the world. Especially Heineken in Amsterdam is one of the biggest company of the country, and PwC is the biggest consulting firm in Luxembourg. And afterwards, when I got admitted, when I got selected there, asking which were the criteria for the selection, one of the first and the most important was the business school where I used to come from. And EDHEC was so known that when they receive a CV from the EDHEC Business School, they know that students come from a top environment that really knows and has the skills to succeed. I'm enrolled in the Master in Management in Business Management. It's a 3 years program that is structured in 2 years of studying, the first and the last. The first one with the Master in Management, with the general knowledge of management, and the last one that is a specialization master, where you can specialize yourself in a specific subject. And the year in the middle is the so-called gap year, where you can actually leverage the skills that you learn in class in the job market, in the job environment. So on the first year, you usually go through the major learnings of management, marketing, strategy, finance, financial management. You have a general knowledge of what management means in order to start your gap year. After your gap year, you can specialize yourself in different topics, in different industries, from the specialization in marketing to specialization in strategy and digital transformation to global management, sustainable business. So it's very diverse. in this sense. On my personal perspective, I did the first year of master at EDHEC, and now I'm concluding my M2, so the specialization master at the University of St. Gallen in Switzerland, with a main focus in strategy and international management. What I think is the main takeaway of this master is that you do not have a so strong theoretical approach, but a practical one. So they're really teaching you things that you can apply from the day after on the real environment. You're working on specific real example, concrete case study, and not just learning topics related to theory that the day after you graduated, you for sure will forget and will not be so useful as understanding the reason and the whys behind a success or a failure of any kind of business situations in the past. From a student perspective, the gap year is totally up to you. You are free to decide where you want to go, and you also have the responsibility to find the right internship for your knowledge that you have at the moment and for your future plans that you're having right now. EDHEC is supporting you with a fantastic career center. They have the awesome people working over there that are helping you in making your CV better, understanding why a cover letter has to be in a certain way rather than another for a certain kind of job. Because for sure, if you're applying for a marketing position, it's totally different from a consulting position. You need to use a different tone of voice, a different structure. Obviously, that is up to you. It's not EDHEC that is applying for you. It's you as a student that you go through the various websites of the companies and you apply for them. EDHEC can operationally support you in making yourself, I can say, more recognizable in front of the recruiter, helping you to create a certain personal brand with your CV and your cover letter, maybe helping you also to improve your LinkedIn profile, how you're standing inside the social media. But I definitely believe that the biggest value added gap year and EDHEC as well is the network that EDHEC provides you. So the former students that were in that moment in the gap year, or they have done the gap year in the past years, they have connections inside the various companies all over the world. I'm definitely talking about Singapore, China, US, France, Amsterdam. The EDHEC network is spread all over the world, and it's global, and I was really surprised when I did that. I had opportunities to go to Hong Kong, to Singapore, to Brazil, to US, in many countries in Europe, and that's fantastic. So you have a huge network of former students or actual students that are now working or that were working before, that are so willing to help you in getting the best internship, maybe on their previous company or in the company that they're working at the moment, because they know that if you are studying at the EDHEC, it means that you have the knowledge, you have the skills to be there, and for sure you can be prepared to do such an internship like those. I have ever thought to be very mature and very responsible from a very young age, but definitely studying abroad, living with people that are from many different countries that had totally different experience from yours, allows you to understand what really maturity means. I had the opportunity when I was studying at EDHEC to live in a fantastic house with 6 older people, and each of them used to come from a different country. From India to Mexico to Taiwan to China. It was so multicultural, and all of us at a different age, where people that before going there had already the opportunity to study and working as well, compared to a bachelor studies where you usually get out with people of the same age of you that have only studied during the years of school. They've never worked. They didn't know what the working environment really is. So you really have the opportunity to be in touch with lots of people with higher experience than you, that allows you to understand what the world outside can be at the same time. and also push you to improve your leadership skills to become a better leader in the next future. Indeed, when I was at EDHEC, I was the project manager and co-organizer of the TEDx event at the school, where I was managing a team of more than 20 people from all the various continents of this planet. And we were managing this event with 8 different speakers from all over the world, with fantastic position, from the former managing director of BCG France, the vice president of L'Oreal. So high responsibilities, high responsibility, I can say, and also high pressure on our shoulders. And for sure, working with a multicultural team really make you understand what you need to do to be considered from the adults and from the job market itself. And also going into your gap year, working from moving from a totally student environment to a structure, to a company that is very structured, with huge important roles, a strong hierarchy. Understand that the world is not just school. You definitely need to maybe change your habits, change the way you think and you behave to better integrate yourself in that kind of society. So I definitely believe it's that last step to jump into the adulthood at 120%. Well, I think that if I'm going to apply to EDHEC right now, I will definitely not regret that. It's an experience that allows you to understand what internationalization is, that allows you to travel abroad to many extent. You have the opportunity to fly at the Stanford University, studying at the Silicon Valley. That's something that's very rare to happen. And this gap year where you can really travel abroad, working in the biggest multicultural firms, and then understanding during your gap year what you really want to do and which skills you have to improve, and still have 1 year of studying to say, okay, I will take this time to improve what I have to improve and do and study what I have to study to become the guy, to become the professional I want to be once I concluded my studies. I think that there are no negative points in applying to EDHEC. If I can give definitely a great advice to the people that are now considering EDHEC or other universities, definitely say, yeah, let's go for EDHEC. And don't be afraid to embrace new challenges. It's the best thing that can happen to you. If you don't challenge your limits, you will never understand the kind of professional you can become and the kind of person you can be at the same time.